Namaskaram. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was in the morning thinking about Adi Shankaracharya. What would have been his frame of mind when he started to set, when he sat to write this Sadhana Panchakam? Why he should write this? It's a very simple text, but why he should write this? He has toured the entire country, Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kantam, he did Padayatra, he did all commentaries, intellectually their battle when they came before him to logically, rationally analyze things. But it is not only a mere logical and rational approach of Sanatana Dharma, which he established. It is beyond logic and rational approach. It is more than that. The situation was so unconducive in the country at that point of time. He established a lot of codes or systems and procedures, what you call it now, systems and procedures, for the smooth functioning of our day-to-day life, and also for various codes for the temples and Vedic Pandits. Having written the commentaries, especially Bhagavad Gita, with his commentaries, and the devotees, bhaktas, he has taken care of them through his various stotras and ashtotras, everything. But the people like you and I, between the intellectuals and the devotees, he must have thought that I must do something for them. It is very easy for a devotee to be at the feet of the Lord, like Gopikas, Nayanmars, Alvars. It is very easy. The intellectuals, he has convinced them with his logical approach and rational thinking. He must have begin with Vedo Nityam Adhyayam. It is just like for us, whatever may be our age, he is trying to take us to the elementary school or LKG in the modern parlance. It is very difficult when you tell any child, Chalo, let us, from tomorrow, you are going to go to school at the age of 2.5 years or 3 years. Your mother, it is very difficult. You and I must have experience. It is very or with the tiffin box, which is liked by the child. In the same way, Adi Shankara is trying to take us to Veda Padasala, or he is telling us, please do study Veda. It is not an easy task, because here we don't know how long we have to study. When the child goes to LKG, the child knows how long she has to study. She gets convinced after 1 month, 2 months. Yes, this is the way of my life. But here, Adi Shankara, step by step, he takes us, please study Veda. And he's telling us to study daily. The child also knows that when I go to school, my work is there every day. I have to go to school and I have to study. There is no option for the child. Because the goal of this studying of Veda is completely different, which is very long lasting. By studying this Veda, there is nothing more to be achieved in life. He says, Vedo Nityam Adhyata. Any great people who, especially if you look at the Shankara's, from the Shankara's point of view, he must have thought that so much I have given to the people. I have enjoyed so much. I have seen who the Lord is. He is interacted with Vyasa. He himself is Vishwaswarupa, Shivaswarupa. He must have thought, why not? I want everybody to reach this level of understanding of knowing each and every one by themselves. Each one should know their nature. Sanctified role in our life. Even if you see Narayaniyam, Narayana Pattatri tells us, in the first stanza itself, he tells, please come to Guruvayur. Krishna is there. If you look at Krishna, what else you need? But we don't get convinced with his one-line statement or one stanza, the first verse of Narayaniyam. Adi Shankara first tempts you, chalo, we will study Vedo Nityam Adhyedam. Then he says that, okay, it is not a small thing. At least he tempts, like LKG, a sweet is given, chocolate is given, our best breakfast is given, so that we'll attend the school, we'll go to school. When you come back from school, slowly introduces step by step. In fact, this Sadhana Panchakam itself is a great one. If we can follow this, nothing like this. We don't need to have anything else. There is no need for anything to study. Because in this Sadhana Panchakam itself, he introduces one by one. He has taken you to the Padasala. Then he says that Tadutitam karma swanishtiyadam. Chalo, you do all our work. Then afterwards, he's also suggesting, guiding you, holding on to your hands. And he tells you that how you have to do. Like teacher teaches you how to write. In the same way, he holds to a hand and he says, you do all our action, you do act by as directed by the Vedas. You do all our actions as directed. The child will say, no, my teacher has told me to write like this. A should be only written like this, written should be written only like this. A should go only like this. It cannot go like this. So Adi Shankara also takes you, chalo, why don't you do? Then he says that while you are acting, you please offer it at the feet of the Lord. You give it to your actions, let your actions be to the Lord. Then slowly he introduces, after saying that, he says that Kamye Madis Yakshatam. Madis Yakshatam. He says that you offer without thinking of the fruits of the actions, you just offer. You give it to the Lord. Then he says that Pavokaha Pariduvyatam. He says that with these actions, all our so that we are not carried away by the Drishtapala and Adrishtapala. Let us do actions. Through our actions, let us remove all the negativity, all the positive and negative aspects. Then he says that whatever the sukha, bhava sukhe, dosha anusandhiyatam, whatever we enjoy through our actions, he says that these are all limited by nature. Normally the child thinks that going to LKG is the final end of her studies. No. She has to go further and further, and the study is endless. Completing LKG is not the end of it. You have to move further and further. So he is directing you. It is not only mere surrendering your actions at the feet. It is not only giving the fruits of the actions at the feet of the Lord. Only to become a doctor, or only to become a great engineer, or whatever the profession you would like to be. So he says that, with that he says, you kindly don't get distracted by the small happiness and sorrow. Then he says, in the seventh, he says that, let you have a desire for Atma Jnana. You pursue this. By guiding you step by step, the ultimate aim of you to do action is to see that you get a desire for Atma Jnana. Then in the eighth, he says that, Nija Grihaturnam Vinidghamyatam. He is telling us, please come out of the house. It is not that you have to run away from the house. This is a temporary house where we are living. He says that this house is on fire. You please come out. This house is on fire. Please come out. We have seen what was the situation during Corona time. When the fever struck, gave lethal blows to everybody. Even we were not allowing any have to be always in a position to come out of the place where you are. It is not that you have to renounce and run away to Mount Kailas or Himalayas. Even if you run there, your mind will be at the back of you. So he says that the urgency, he is telling you the urgency. When he says that the house is on fire, he is telling you the urgency. He has given you various alarms. The modern place where we are all staying, every house is fitted with alarm, fire alarm. When the fire alarm rings, you have got some people to come and help you out, or you also take a measure to prevent the fire alarm, fire getting spread. He is telling us to come out. Then how to come out? We should have some mechanism to come out. It is not that much easy to come out. We have to prepare ourselves. When you come out of the house, at least we should have something to wear, something to eat. At least we should have a cell in our hand, nothing else. At least cell. Many people, they say, when they travel, I don't need anything. I can get anything outside. All that I need is a passport and a cell. If these two are there, it is very easy to travel. But he says that he also suggests, Adi Shankara suggests, when the house is on fire, you must be in a position to come out. Even to come out is in a building, in a high-rise buildings, you can see when the fire sets or when the fire is outside, when the building is burning with fire, first thing they caution you is don't go through steps. Don't use the lift. Secondly, they say that you don't worry about anything. You try to go through the steps. So even to come out of the house when it is on fire, various steps are there. Your life is more important than anything else which is there in the house. Our life is more important than what is there in the house. Our all assets may be there, what we have stored for hundreds of years. But when the house is on fire, we should have the mechanism to come out of that fire so that our life is protected. So Adi Shankara suggests how we should go about. The first and the second verse, he gives Sangaha Satya Vidhiyatam, Satsu Vidhiyatam. Sangaha Satsu Vidhiyatam. He says Sangam. Sangam means meeting point, meeting together. We got a famous Triveni Sangamam in Prayagraj, where three different waters meet. That is so sacred. For you can see the different colors all together when water comes from three directions and merge into that. So Sangam is very, very important. What is Sangam? What is the purpose of this Sangam? This purpose is we cannot immediately, or we don't have a guru who can come to us at any point of time. Or we don't know the mechanism to find out who is the real guru. Or even if the guru comes, we don't have the frame of mind to guide us to this type of knowledge. So Adi Shankara, by step, he's telling us, okay, he has suggested how you have to work as an individual. And he has spoken about the fire. You have to come out of the house when the fire takes place. And what is the mechanism? What is the procedure, system and procedure he has suggested? He has suggested Sangaha Satsu Vidiyatam. He says that let you have a satsangam. Adi Shankaracharya says that satsangam plays a vital role in equipping ourselves with a proper frame of mind. Sat means truth. Sangam means being with us. When people come together to a temple or listen to a talk, or when a great guru comes to our place, or when we go and meet him, a lot of people come together. Not all come together as a plan. Everybody comes from different directions and they have a darshan of a guru. In that environment, your mind is fine-tuned. You don't think of anything else of your day-to-day problems. Even though we ask the acharyas, please bless me with this, I have this problem, that problem, even though that is there, our mind is focused. So the purpose of this satsangam is to know the truth. And this is the step through which you move forward. Satsangam develops a mind wherein at least we will know what are the garbage within our mind. We come to the temple or we come and meet an acharya, our guru. You may come all the way from US to Varanasi, or you may go to Ayodhya. But after reaching Ayodhya, you must be wondering whether your wife or husband has locked the door in USA. Physically, you are in Varanasi or in Ayodhya, but your mind is somewhere else. There used to be a famous incident in the life of King Janaga. He is supposed to be one of the greatest master who learned Vedas, but he was a king. How he managed both? He was highly respected among the great rishis. He himself they say he's a realized soul. When one of the building where in his kingdom, it was on fire, somebody came and told about this incident. He remained calm. When Sita's Vanavasam was, when she was going along with Rama to forest, or when she came back and when she did Agni Pravesham, Sita's mother was so much upset. But Janaka took it in the right spirit and he was not at all affected by this. So satsangam or the knowledge helps you to understand things in a better way. You will have a better perspective. When Arjuna and Duryodhana went to meet Krishna before the Mahabharata took place, war took place, started, Duryodhana wanted the army of Krishna. He gave it. But Arjuna, he didn't want anything other than the presence of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is embodiment of Guru Bhakti, or he is the embodiment of Dharma. When he is on the side of the Dharma, it is as good as Krishna being with, Arjuna being with Krishna is as good as it is a great satsangam for him. Every day he interacted with Krishna without knowing that he's a great Mahatma, he's a great Lord. Even without knowing that he is incarnation, or sometime he used to demand things from Krishna as though he is a charioteer of him. But being with him, with Lord Krishna, in his mere presence, his mind has become such a purified mind. Even though now and then it crops up again and again, some things which we don't want, it crops up. That's why satsangatve nirsangatvam. That's what Adi Shankara says in the Bhajagovindam. It has got a different, this cannot be explained in terms of logic, or it cannot be described, given any definition for this. It is an experience. Many people come to meet Acharya. Some they talk to him, some they see from far, some they feel that he has not seen us, he has not talked to us. But there are people, it depends upon everybody's individual perception. I've seen a lot of people who stand a little bit far away. I used to tell them, please go and have a darshan, go closer to him. He used to say, and devotee used to say, no, I'm so happy. Even his eyes, grace from the eyes falls to me, comes to me. That type of attitude, that type of perception is very difficult to get. There are many people who come to gurus to check who is he, how is he, what he is doing. Without knowing the value of association with a guru, it is a great satsang. Even in his presence, the presence of the guru, there is a great inner transformation takes place. That those who have this experience will know what it means to be in the midst of a guru, or in the midst of the environment where it develops you a positive result. Ramalinga Vallar, one of the famous saying, he used to say, ஒருமையுடன் எனது திருமலரடி நினைக்கின்ற உத்தமர்தம் உறவு வேண்டும். That is, he wants to have a satsang with the people who keeps on thinking about you. That's a real satsang. I want to be with the people who keep thinking about you. ஒருமையுடன் எனது திருமலரடி நினைக்கின்ற உத்தமர்தம் உறவு வேண்டும். That is very important of the satsang. He says that I want with people only with whom you have got mind to think about you. That is an amazing thought. That what is the satsang? It is an indirect way of explaining what satsang is, what it makes a difference. The satsang. He says again, உள்ளொன்று வைத்து புறமொன்று பேசுவார் உறவு களவாமே வேண்டும். That is, I want to be with the people who will not speak one thing which is outside different, and what will they will have it inside. That means you want good friends who will not speak differently. What you think and what you act cannot be different. So this is the impact of satsang. That's why when we choose friends, we should choose in such a way that a friend in need is a friend indeed. He helps you all the way. Any relationship that guide you properly. By seeing a book in our hand, we can say who you are. By looking at your friend, we can say who you are. It gives definition for your own face. That's a Facebook actually. The real Facebook of yours is your friends and the book which you have hold for. That's why he says that உள்ளொன்று வைத்து புறமொன்று பேசுவார் உறவு கலவாமே வேண்டும். பெருமை பெரும் எனது புகழ் பேச வேண்டும். He says that I have to speak, I need to speak only about you, O Lord. He talks about the people with whom he wants to mingle with. That's the real impact of. By being in the satsang, I will always be speaking about you. Many times we see, I go and meet the acharyas. Sometimes I gossip around. I forget the purpose for which I come to the place where the acharya is. I talk about all mundane things. I demand, I ask, I seek blessings for all small things in life. The purpose of the satsang is not to seek small thing in life. Adi Shankara struggles to tell you. He wants you to know that there are many things to be understood in life, many things to be achieved in life. The main goal is Atma Jnanam, to know yourself. Then the satsang, many people when we go, the satsang comes in various forms. It is not only being in the midst of the gurus. In our days, we can see musical programs, Carnatic music programs, people go, where the devotional songs or kritis, kirtanas are being sung. There, your mind is tuned to an environment wherein it is an uplifting one. You go to Kalakalakshemam, where when you listen to the stories or Puranas, Idihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata, you develop a mind in which your thoughts are completely purified. You learn to act the way in which Adi Shankara suggests you to act. You learn to accept the fruits of action, the way in which Adi Shankara wants you to do. That is the way in which these all things develop. We go to temple. Of course, I go to temple mainly to get prasadam, but we go to the temple. Prasadam is inducing me to go to the temple. Unknowingly, without my knowledge, I get fascinated by the way in which Lord Shiva is dressed. I wonder at his beauty. If you go to Chidambaram, by seeing the dancing posture of Lord Shiva and Nataraja, you are wondering, what is this? How it was sculptured. My direction goes in a different way, in a very positive way. So our temples, our meeting, attending various cultural programs, going to temples, meeting gurus, attending satsangs, these are all the environment which slowly puts you in a path where Adi Shankara wants you to know who you are, Atma Jnanam. It helps you, enables you to understand who you are, to know about yourself. That is the reason why he says that satsangam is very, very important. Then the next one he says, Bhagavato Bhaktir Ridha Diyatham. He says that you should have a faith in Lord. It should be strong. Bhakti, Bhagavadaha. On Lord, you should have Dhrida. Definitely you should have. That means you should have faith. Nothing is given freely. It is not a free lunch. Nowhere. Even at home, nothing is free. You should have a strong faith. You should have faith in Him. How do I believe that if I have a strong faith, I'll be in a position to get Atma Jnana? That is why we have seen a lot of acharyas telling their experience. We have Sai White saying that in the Mahabharata, before they were playing dice, game of dice, Lord Krishna, he wanted to stop that because Sakuni is a great manipulator of dice. He was waiting outside thinking that Dharma would call him to play on his behalf because Duryodhana chose Saguni, knowing the talents of Saguni to play dice. Lord Krishna was waiting outside, thinking that Dharma would call him so that on behalf of Dharma, Krishna will play. And he didn't call. So Uttama asked him, why you kept mum when they started playing the dice game? Krishna tells Uddhava, yes, I was waiting. So we should have a strong faith. That's what Lord Krishna demands. When an ugly incident took place in the assembly of Dhritarashtra, Draupadi thought that Bhishma, Drona, and all will stop the ugly incident to take place. No, they didn't come. All Pandavas, they kept their mouth shut. They were not able to do anything. She tried to protect herself. Then she raised her hands, Draupadi raised her hands and called, "Oh Krishna." She called Madhava, Govinda. Then Lord Krishna immediately protected her. Draupadi asked, why did you come very late? You thought you will help yourself. You thought Bhishma, Drona will help you. You thought all Panchamandavas will help you to come out of this reckless situations. I was waiting for you to call. The moment you called, I came. So the faith is very, very important. The faith of Sabri, she was waiting for years and years for Rama to come. See the degree of determination and faith that she has, thinking that Rama will come. That's why Kambar says in Kambaramaina, Talaivar Annavarke Saran Nangale. I say that we will surrender at the feet of Rama. Then the next sadhana is, this is very, very important. Even though till this point of time, we slowly talked about various aspects of devotion. You need a devotion, you need to surrender fruits of action, you should go to satsang, develop the qualities. Then he says that Santyadihi Parichiyatam. This is very, very important. It is not only important for our spiritual life, it also holds good for our day-to-day life and living. He talks about 6 qualities which we need for our spiritual life, spiritual sadhana. This is very, very important. If you look at it, it holds good for our day-to-day living. Your home itself is a testing ground for all these qualities. 5 years were in the army, and afterwards you come out. Those 5 years is not a small period. Where the Pandits, Vedic students, they study for 10 years. They are put into a lot of restrictions for the well-being of their future, for their well-being, for the better future. Wherever you go, even for 10 years, after 10 years, you get one certificate. That certificate determines the efforts which you have put forth from your LKG to 10th standard. So everywhere, some restrictions are there, some controls are there, some mechanism is there to reach that goal. He says that there are 6 qualities necessary. One is Shama. What is this? It is the control of the mind. See, if you look at the thought process, it is very difficult. Sometimes I get angry and I just raise my hands to slap whoever it is, at home or in the office or wherever it is, in the bus stop, on the train, or on the midst of the crowd, whatever it is. Sometimes you are justified in slapping a person. Or I put myself into a situation where it provides a proper fertile ground for others to lose their temper. Says that no, it is not out, it is a no ball. Then you get angry, you abuse. There you don't have the mastery over the mind. He says that you should have a mastery over the mind. Mind is one instrument which needs to be controlled. This is very difficult, especially you can control other things, but controlling the mind is very, very difficult. When you get angry, you go and sit in a corner, but the mind is always thinking about why the hell I should go and sit there. My mother should have asked me this, should have given me this. She gave me, instead of giving this, she gave me something else. What I wanted, she gave it to my brother or a sister. Or I get angry when my how will you handle it? Somebody went and approached Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I'm always agitated. I don't know what to do. The mind is always getting agitated mind. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa tells us a great story, small story. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa all these parables are solution to our problems which we face in our day-to-day life. He asked that person who had come with a problem. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked him, did you see a man who goes with the monkey in his hand? Yes. Then Paramahamsa says, he has got a rope linked to the monkey. That rope is under his control. When he wants to take a rest, he ties the monkey with the rope to a pole. Mostly, he sits under the coconut tree. Or mostly he sits under a mango tree. Whenever he wants coconut water, when he is tired or when it is very hot, he will ask the monkey to go up and put it down. Then he asked the monkey to go and with a remote control in his hand. Similarly, he says, your mind is similar to that monkey. You tie it with the rope called bhakti, devotion. Whenever you want your mind to work, you ask the monkey to come down, your mind to come down, cool down, and execute your orders. Get the works done through the mind. You are thinking through the mind, and you are not the mind. The mind is within you. The mind is your slave. In fact, you should control the mind. You cannot allow the mind to control you as an individual. So you should have a mastery over December holidays and like that. During this quarterly holidays, they give us a paper, all the papers, exam papers, we should write the answer and go back after 10 days. They will not allow us to play peacefully even during those 10 days holidays. Most of us, we don't write. We write one paper, two papers, somehow we'll manage. Today, this period is not there. Tomorrow is only the teacher will come. So we will give that answer sheet tomorrow. Like that, we'll play around. The teacher will come with a scale. Have you written? No, teacher, I have written only out of 5 questions, I have written on 4 only. She will raise her hand above to beat me. I used to get scared because the beating is not a small beating, it will have a swelling. If it has a swelling, you have to reply at home. The parents will not support you. The first question parents will ask you is, why you didn't write the answer sheet, question paper? So the teacher raises her scale and drops it down without hitting, thinking that chalo. She controls the scale with her mind. Okay, this fellow seems to be really a genuine person, student. Let me warn him today and ask him to write in my next class, submit in my next class. So the teacher controls. Your anger, the father comes and hits you for showing your progress report. Instead of getting 95%, you got only 82%. Sometime your mother comes in between father and you, she is like a mind, controls the father. Chalo, let us forgive him today. Let him write. Let us give him a chance to do well in the next examination. So the mastery over the mind is very, very important. That's why before shouting at others, they say you pause for a moment. There should be there should not be a gap between your thinking, expressions, and your actions. When there is a gap, you should always thinking process. So the mastery over the mind is needed not only for studying Vedas, but also in our day-to-day life. So that is the first one. The next one is Damaha, the control of the sense organs. It is very, very difficult process. So even to control one mind, it is very difficult. We have got five sense organs. How we are going to control this five sense organs? You must have seen tortoise. You know, the tortoise slowly walks on seeing an enemy or somebody to catch. It withdraws itself into the shell. The next, when we meet, how to control this. This is the 11th sadhana. In this, we are going to have 6 qualities which Adi Shankara has spoken about. And this is a basic requirement for you and me to study Vedanta. And it also holds good for our day-to-day life. So Adi Shankara slowly takes us to that path. The same way Narayanayam, first Narayana Patadari tells you, please come to Guruvayur. And he says that I'm there. We are all there praying to Lord Guruvayurappan. Normally what happens, you tell people to come home. I'll come. But immediate question is, if I come, will your husband will be there or your mother will be there? My immediate question is whether somebody else will. Okay, we will see. We will see in the next meeting about the control of the